Hey, good morning everybody. This is Ed Froelich. You're watching Ocean Deep Fishing. So today, this is the day after Peggy and I went for our inaugural cruise on our new Sea Fox boat. And so today's video is going to be a little bit about just installing some little stuff on the boat that makes fishing and just being out on the water more comfortable. We're going to go down underneath the console. I want to put a shelf in to give us a little storage. We bought some storage bins. So I need to put a shelf in there, and I'm going to show you that. And also I have a tool holder for your pliers, knives, and lures. And right now it's on a suction cup, and we just put it there just to see that we like it in that place. And I think I like it enough that I'm going to permanently mount that, and I'm going to show you today how to do that. So anyway, stick around. I'm going to show you a couple things that we're going to add to the boat, and hope it'll be helpful to you when you make a decision on your boat. All right, good morning, guys.
All right, Peanut, thank you.
Little Peanut.
There you go. It is off.
All right, guys, we got a shark on for the mouth. We can probably do a quick release. We got a dolphin on again. Look at, wow, he is lit up. Look how pretty that fish is. Well, there's a redfish for you guys. Tomoka River redfish. He's not big enough though. Okay guys, well, it's a little echo in here probably. This is the inside of our console underneath the helm. We have a little storage that they put back in here. We have our waterproof box. It's got all of our flares and guns and stuff like that in it. Behind it is where this pole right here is where they keep the pole for the table up front. When you want to put the table out, you take that pole out, bring it up front, and install it. So what I want to do is, there's storage underneath here, but there's a lot of wasted space right here. So I'm making a shelf that's going to fit in here. It's going to go across, and then we bought these little totes that we can put in here. And then this here, I put this in here just so you have a little bit of light down here. It's got double-sided tape, but I think I'm going to put more double-sided tape, but it's a little light. Shines pretty bright. Got that at Walmart. It's like $6, and it's a LED lights. It really shines this hole. So there's no lights down in here, and I really didn't want to run a light and a wire and all that stuff. So this suits, and it takes, that's a light we have in here. I'm going to see about double taping that a little bit better than what it is. We also have our fire extinguisher. I'm going to try to find a place for that. I don't know where I want that yet. Anyway, so that's it down here. Let me take you outside. I'm going to show you what tool bracket I want to install permanently. Okay guys, so I like to have pliers and knives and stuff available for cutting bait, just cutting a line, whatever you got to do with, you know, pliers and knives that you do. So I bought this on Amazon, and it's a pliers, holds 2 knives, a pair of pliers. I got my I have my hook remover in there that I put in there, and then as well it has places where you can put all your lures, like my gotcha lure, which that thing is awesome. If you don't have a gotcha lure, if you don't have one of those in your tackle box, you really need to get one, because that thing catches everything. It's lightweight, it has good action, and you can catch anything from bait to Spanish mackerel to bluefish, anything. That's like one of my top #1 lures in my tackle box. But anyway, so this is mounted with suction cups, and there has 2 permanent mounting screws that you can mount it permanently. So we fish for the whole day, and I like it there. It's handy. It's not it's out of the way, so you're not like rubbing your knees or bumping into it. So I feel that it's good enough to mount permanently, because the suction cups on this one are okay, but they're not great, and it wants to seem to slide or go sideways throughout the bouncing and stuff. That's what we're going to do today. So stick around, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay guys, so I'm down, and I position that so it's right where I want it, basically. So you got 2 holes, 2 screws that are going to hold it in place. So now that it's in place, before I take it off, I'm just going to take a pencil, and I'm going to stick it in each of the holes, and I'm going to mark where I want it, and I'm going to drill a hole, which I'll show you, that's going to be comparable to whatever screw I'm going to use. So we're going to pick out the screw here in just a second. The screws are not going to be that deep into the fiberglass, so I'm not too worried about hitting anything, because they're basically, that fiberglass is probably 1/4 inch thick, maybe right there, especially on that curve. They usually build it up good. So, and out of that, if I use a 1/2 inch screw, the depth of this right here is 1/4 3/8, so it's going to take up a good portion of that 1/2 inch screw, so it's really not going to go in too far. So anyway, let's take this thing off. So as you can see, you got the suction cups, so I'm going to just take them off, and I'll save those. But anyway, you got a flat back now, so you can put it on there, and it's going to hold really nice and tight. It's not going to slide. Okay guys, so here's a little hint. Like I say, I bought this. Now, so many times you buy a product and you really like it, and you really like it, and in the world of the salt environment, or just the boat itself in the sun, they get brittle and they break. Well, in 2 years from now, if you wanted to replace this, the chances are slim that you're going to be able to get the same one, because they change the models, they upgrade it or whatever. So anything that I like that's small like this, as long as it's not, you know, $400 or $500, I purchased the second one and I keep it in the garage. So down the road, if this one breaks, say this breaks or whatever, I've got the same exact model. All I got to do is unscrew it. I don't have to drill no new holes. The holes will be in the exact same spot they are now. So anyway, just a tip to keep in mind when you're purchasing these little items like this. I always try to buy 2 and have a backup. Anyway, that's it. Let's get started. We're going to pick out the screws now, and I'll show you how to install it. Here's a little rundown of what we're going to need to install it. Note, whenever you're doing anything on a boat in a saltwater environment, even in a freshwater environment, always use stainless steel screws. Otherwise, you're going to end up, within a short time, you're going to have rust stains running down your boat, and they can come out, but they're not the easiest. Let's get started on what we need. So we need a drill, of course, for the drill bit. We need a pencil to mark the things, which we already did. We have a honing, which is going to hone out where the screw is going to go in there so it doesn't crack your fiberglass. Of course, we have our bracket that we're going to install. We have our 2 screws right there. I can't tell you what size they are because I had them in my box and they fit really well. I must have taken them off or had some extras. And then you have a drill bit, and you want to put the drill bit over the screws just like that, and you want to make sure that the threads are just wider than the drill bit. That way they have a bite in there. So drilling a hole prior to almost the size keeps from blowing out your fiberglass, and it also makes a good installation, and you have a good bite in there. So anyway, that's it. Okay guys, we're going to put our drill bit in. Okay, and we're going to go right on our marks. We're just going to slowly, having a variable speed also helps. So just start real slow. I'm going to start the other one. And as soon as you feel it go through, stop. It's just going to hone out a little spot and widen the edge, so that you don't have such a sharp edge on the fiberglass. It's going to fan it out on keep it from cracking when you tighten down on the screw. And you just get a little bit, just like that. Just this one too. We're going to get we got to get a bit that fits the screw. We're going to use a number 1, see if that fits. So just take your screw, put that in there, make sure it fits. That it's not going to. Okay, I like to drill these in first before I put the product on, just to make sure everything's going to fit good. And then you do the other one. Okay, so then once that's done, now I will attach our bracket. Before we put that on, you want to make sure that we put a little bit of caulking in those holes. You could caulk all the way around here with the caulking so the water can't get behind there, but I'm a terrible caulker. I hate to caulk and use as minimal as possible. But if you do caulk, don't caulk the bottom, in case any water gets through here, it can run out the bottom. You don't want to get water trapped behind here. Get back down in the console. So like I said, I wanted to put a shelf in here. So what I did is I took a piece of cardboard, just a box. I slowly just traced for the size shelf I wanted and that, so that's going to sit in there. Anyway, that's my template. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to lay it on top of the board I'm going to cut, and that way once the board's cut, it's going to fit really nice in here. And then I don't want to fasten it permanently, so on this bead right here, I'm going to install a bead of silicone adhesive caulking, so that way down the road, if for whatever reason I want to take that shelf out, I can take it out. So that's the board that I bought it at Lowe's. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put my template on there. Okay guys, I'm just going to tape this down with some blue painter's tape to help keep it from moving. Okay, so I'm just going to get my pencil. I'm going to trace that. That is the template drawn out. We're going to take a jigsaw, cut that out and see how it fits. And you want to put some blue painter's tape down there as well before you start cutting, so the bottom of this doesn't scratch it. You know, this isn't a piece of fine furniture, so you don't have to worry too much. I'm just trying to keep from scratching it the best I can. So we're going to take the jigsaw and buzz it off right now. Okay, there it is. We'll just have to see how it fits now. Shelf's in. I got a gap in there. I purposely left a little gap in there just so it's easily to remove if I want to remove it. So I'm just going to put a bead of silicone adhesive all the way around, and then hopefully that'll do it. If I have to, which I don't want to, I could put a screw in on either side, but I'd rather not do that. So hopefully the silicone adhesive will hold it well enough. Just dry this real good, and I'm going to rough it up a little bit. I got 150 grit sandpaper that I'm just going to put a little texture to it, not much, just kind of taking the edge off of it so it's not too slick. I want this silicone to hold well, but I want it enough to where I can take this back off if I decide I don't like this shelf in here. Now I'm using a all-purpose, it's poly seam seal all-purpose adhesive caulk. So you want to just make sure it's got adhesive in it. Regular caulking is just for like caulking windows and stuff so you can paint so you don't see the cracks. This is actually an adhesive too. I'm going to put a good sized bead of caulking. Alright, so let's fit our shelf down in there. Make sure I have it to the back. Oh yeah, so you can check, see if it's got a good seal by trying to pick up on it, and it's got a good seal. I don't feel it. And then I'm going to put a bead of caulking on the back.